welcome back to another episode of Big John's Cooking. Today we're doing a peppered Marsala steak. Stick with me. Alright, I got some top sirloin. This is USDA Prime. And I'm just going to put some cracked black pepper on here, coarsely cracked. Not too heavy. I mean, it's all totally up to you how you want yours. If you like a lot of pepper, shoot for that. It is a pepper steak, so it is supposed to be heavy on the pepper. But I'm not going to go too heavy. Gonna do it just like this. That looks good to me. For my taste, and I'm going to suggest you do it to yours. Pat that in a little bit there. Add us a little bit of salt to this party, and I'm going to salt it pretty good here, both sides. Some decently cut pieces of meat, so they can definitely handle the salt. And I'm going to just let these sit out here and rest a little bit. Get my skillet out, get it warmed up. And we'll move on to the next step. Alright. My skillet is nice and hot. And hit it with a little olive oil. Drop in my first steak. Move that around a little bit. Give me a nice sear going there on that steak, this steak. Give me some good contact here. We're going to let this go about 6 minutes per side, and then I'll bring it back when I get that done. Alright, that was some nice color on that side, so we're going to flip it over. And let that go. Alright. Gonna remove this one. Set it to the side. Move on to our next two steaks. We're just gonna let these get some good color on them. And we'll move on to the next step. Alright, these two are ready. These are all about medium rare. I'm going to cook them a little while longer. And I'm going to start on my sauce. A little bit of onion. Let that saute down a little bit. Alright. Got my onions in, they're reducing down, getting this fond off the bottom. We're going to drop in a little bit of butter. Let that melt. And we'll get our mushrooms in here. And let them saute a bit. And keep that butter moving a little bit. Alright, looks good. Got everything off the bottom. Get these mushrooms in. We got some baby portobellos here. This is a 8-ounce container. I'm using the whole thing. Alright. This is going to soak up all that butter and oil we got in here. And we're just gonna cook these until they kind of cook down and release some of their liquids. So I'll bring you back when I got that done. Alright, they have reduced down, starting to release their juices, and I'm gonna let them cook a little while longer. I'm not gonna cook them till they dry, but I'm gonna keep them going a little while longer before I move on to my next step. Going to add a little mixed garlic to the mixture. And these are right where I want them. That garlic keeps up the smell real good here. Add me a bit of accent to this. Give that a good stir. Add in me a good cup and a half of Marsala wine. We're going to let this come back up to temp. And then we'll see where we're at. Reduce it down just a little bit, not much. We're going to add us a little slurry to thicken it up, and then we'll add our meat back to it, cover it, and finish cooking our meat to the desired temp that we want. You know, I like mine medium rare. My wife is a well done person, so we're gonna let this go. I'm gonna let the steaks go in this before I reduce it, and I may add a little bit more Marsala to that, just so I can cook my steak pretty good. Some of the thinner pieces anyway that I'm gonna give to my wife. So stick with me. Let's get this done. All right, I've added my steaks back in. And all my accumulated juices, use that. That's flavor. It's gonna bring some good taste to your dish. So we're gonna let this go. Bring you back when I get to the next step. All right, I've reduced this down to medium low. I'm gonna cover it, let this go for about 10 minutes, see where we're at temperature wise on the meat, and then we'll thicken up our sauce, plate her up. Alright, steaks are where I want them. Take them out. Add a little more butter to my sauce. Just a little more of the Marsala. I'm gonna give that a stir. Bring that back up to a simmer. Give that a taste. Add our slurry to it, thicken it up. Add our steaks back, and we'll be ready to plate up. I gave that a taste for seasoning. We add a pinch of salt. Now we're going to add in our slurry. Slurry in. Alright. A little thick, I overshot it. But we can add some liquid to this to fix that up. So let me get that out. Let's get that done. Alright. I'm adding a little beef stock to this. Thin it up a little bit. I got a little heavy-handed with the cornstarch. But it happens in cooking, so you know, expect those things, and when you do, expect to try to find something to thin it out. You could have used water, and it would be done just as good. You got plenty of flavors there, so it shouldn't help. And accidents happen here and there, so you know. We're not looking for gravy really. We want, but a little thicker than a sauce. So you know, somewhere in between. We'll let this come back up to heat a little bit. And I've added about a cup of liquid here. And it's going to thicken a little bit more. So get our meat back in. Get everything nice and coated. Have this wonderful meal prepared for my wife. Put a smile on her face this evening. Alright. Turn this down to medium low and let it simmer. Be back when I plate this up. Alright. Looks delicious. Definitely inviting. Steak is tender, very delicious. Love that Marsala. Excuse me a second. Alright, very delicious steak. I went with my wife's steak. It had a pretty presentation, so I ran with it. Can't wait to get at my own. Have a little less doneness to it. But hey, if you like this, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Tell a friend about me. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will definitely see you on the next one.